In November 1963, she became the most visible widow in the world. For years afterward, she lived inside a national memory that allowed no movement forward. Every appearance was interpreted. Every decision was scrutinized. Her identity became fixed to a single moment in American history. By the late 1960s, that existence was no longer survivable. If you enjoy long-form films on fashion, history, and interiors, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a channel member. In October 1968, Jacqueline Kennedy married Aristotle Onassis. The reaction was immediate and severe. Political allies expressed outrage. Catholic leaders condemned the remarriage. Members of the Kennedy family distanced themselves. Newspapers framed the decision as betrayal of a presidency, of a legacy, of a public role Jackie had never agreed to occupy indefinitely. Overnight, she ceased to be Jacqueline Kennedy, the nation's widow. She became Jackie Onassis. Aristotle Onassis offered what no American institution could: protection, financial independence, and distance from American political mythology. His wealth allowed Jackie to move without security convoys, to travel internationally without explanation, and to live beyond the reach of Washington's symbolic expectations. With Onassis, she was no longer a national figure to be preserved or managed. She was a private individual, shielded by money, geography, and deliberate separation from American power structures. The marriage relocated Jackie into a fully international world, shaped by shipping wealth, European capitals, and constant travel. Her life became itinerant by design. She divided her time between Paris, Athens, Monte Carlo, and Onassis's private island, Scorpios, moving fluidly across borders with little public notice. Much of this life unfolded aboard Onassis's yacht, Christina, which functioned not only as transport but as a floating residence and diplomatic space, hosting heads of state, royalty, industrialists, and cultural figures far removed from American political life. This world operated on discretion rather than visibility, allowing Jackie to exist beyond the fixed gaze of the U.S. press and outside the symbolic framework that had defined her for years. Her social circle shifted accordingly. She spent time with figures such as Maria Callas, Princess Grace of Monaco, Lee Radziwill, and members of Europe's financial and aristocratic elite. Her circle also included Baron Alexis de Rede, one of the great hosts and cultural figures of post-war Paris, Gianni Agnelli, the Italian industrialist whose circle blended power, style, and discretion, and Marella Agnelli, whose taste and social authority made her a central figure in European cultural life. The marriage itself was pragmatic. Onassis was openly unfaithful and emotionally distant, facts Jackie understood before marrying him. The marriage contract was carefully negotiated, ensuring her financial independence, long-term security for Caroline and John, and complete separation from Kennedy financial oversight. For the first time since her early 20s, Jackie's future was not tied to public approval. Public reaction hardened. Newspapers adopted the nickname Jackie O, often dismissively. Former admirers withdrew. Political allies severed ties. Jackie did not respond. She issued no statements. She offered no justification. This period marked a clear rupture in her daily life. She reduced public appearances, declined interviews, and withdrew from American social obligations. Her focus narrowed to her children's safety, education, and anonymity. Caroline entered adolescence. John was still a child. Jackie structured their lives to be mobile but insulated, visible but unreachable. Jackie's style shifted decisively after becoming Onassis. As First Lady, clothing functioned as public language, signaling youth, diplomacy, and American modernity. Each outfit carried symbolic weight. Clothing was part of governance. As Jackie Onassis' style became practical, She adopted oversized sunglasses to block cameras and recognition. Scarves obscured expression. Flat shoes replaced heels, allowing speed and movement. Tailoring loosened. Silhouettes softened. Her palette narrowed to neutrals: beige, navy, camel, white, black. Patterns were minimal. Logos disappeared. Clothing was designed to recede rather than announce. She continued to wear major designers, Valentino, Givenchy, Halston, but favored garments that disappeared into the body rather than framed it. Coats, trousers, knits, and oversized sunglasses became her uniform. At the same time, her spending became a subject of persistent public fascination. Newspapers and gossip columns frequently reported, often with exaggeration, that she spent enormous sums on clothing, travel, and private living. Estimates varied wildly, and much of the coverage blurred fact with resentment, framing her consumption as excess rather than autonomy. What was rarely acknowledged was context. Jackie was no longer drawing on public funds, political goodwill, or symbolic capital. Her lifestyle was privately financed, contractually secured, and deliberately removed from American moral expectations. Jackie Onassis established a new model of urban style. Women copied her not for glamour, but for autonomy. To dress like Jackie Onassis was to appear self-contained, unreadable, uninterested in being seen. Aristotle Onassis died on March 15, 1975, in France. With his death, Jackie did not return to public life. She did not reclaim political visibility. She did not resume ceremonial roles. Instead, she chose permanence. That same year, she settled permanently in New York and entered the publishing world, first as a consulting editor at Viking Press and later at Doubleday, where she worked as a senior editor for nearly 20 years. Her role was substantive and hands-on. She read manuscripts, acquired projects, edited texts, and worked directly with authors from proposal through publication. She was involved in a wide range of books, including Michael Jackson's Moonwalk, Naguib Mahfouz's The Cairo Trilogy, Dorothy West's The Wedding, and translations of international literature that reflected her interest in history, culture, and language. Her name was rarely used for promotion, and she declined publicity connected to her work. Colleagues described her as prepared, serious, and exacting, respected not for her past, but for her editorial judgment and discretion. During these years, Jackie concentrated on protecting the privacy of her children. Caroline and John were educated carefully and shielded from political life. Jackie managed their exposure deliberately, determined that legacy would not determine their futures. She also became active in historic preservation. In the 1970s, she played a visible role in efforts to save Grand Central Terminal, lending credibility and attention to the campaign. Architecture, culture, and civic memory remained central concerns. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, Jackie Onassis lived a highly contained life. Public appearances were rare. Interviews were almost non-existent. Her social world narrowed to a small circle of family, publishing colleagues, and longtime friends. In 1994, she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. She stepped back quietly from work as her health declined. Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis died on May 19, 1994, at the age of 64. She was buried at Arlington National Cemetery beside John F. Kennedy. Jackie Onassis did not attempt to reclaim public affection. She did not revise her story. She did not explain her choices. She built a life defined by work, privacy, and authorship, outside political mythology and beyond public expectation. Her legacy is not only the image history preserves, it is the life she chose after it. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of Jackie's outfits was your favorite and why? Thank you for watching and for being part of this community.